everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I've posted, but I've just been busy and I haven't been really in a mood to make videos. So yeah. But today I'm back with another video, and this video isn't going to be a makeup tutorial. It's actually going to be a little different. So for those of you that don't know, I am a certified medical esthetician. I went to college for 2 years and received a diploma in medical aesthetics and aesthetics. So I do have quite a lot of knowledge in the background of aesthetics and sanitation procedures and what you should be doing when you're working in a spa to keep the spa clean. And today I just wanted to share with you guys like some things that you should know before you go to get a service done at a spa. And whether it be a manicure, a pedicure, a facial, waxing, any spa service, like people just think that, you know, they're going to a spa and there's nothing they should be worried about. They're just gonna get their nails done, or they're gonna go get a facial, or they're gonna get a brow wax. But there's so many things that you should be aware of before you even sit down to get that service done, because a lot of spas are cutting corners and doing things their own way, and they're just kind of taking advantage of people that don't know what, you know, should be done in the right way. So today I just want to talk to you guys about like things that you should know and questions that you should ask, because you do have a right to ask before you get anything done. Like, that's your body, that's your health, and you'd rather save yourself from an infection or a skin condition that could be preventable. Okay, so to begin, I'm going to be talking about manicures and pedicures. And if you see me looking down, it's because I have notes in front of me, because I just wanted to make sure I wrote down all the important points and I don't forget anything. And also, if I were to sit here and talk about the beauty industry, I'd be here all day. So yeah. Okay, so manicures and pedicures. So you know, when you get your manicure, your pedicure done, they're obviously using tools on you, and cuticle nippers, nail clips, cuticle pushers, and all that stuff. Those are tools that must be disinfected and cleaned before and after every client. Now, some places just think that they can cut corners and they can just rinse the tools underwater and it's okay. No, that's not right. And I just want to add into, like, I'm not even just speaking from what I've learned in school and what's the right thing to do, but because I've experienced these things with working in 2 spas that I've worked at since I've graduated school. And I've seen these people do things in these ways and cut corners and expect me to go along and cut corners with them because I'm working there. And I'm just like, no, because this is wrong, this is dirty. It's not even just because, you know, I learned this or whatever, but it's just common sense. It's dirty, and what I don't like for myself, I wouldn't like for somebody else. So yeah, I just want to put that out there. Now again, with tools, they must be cleaned with a cleaning detergent and then further cleaned and disinfected with a chemical solution to ensure that all germs that are potential to cause any kind of infections are gone. Now with like tools like nail files and foot buffers and orange whip sticks, those things are disposable and they should be disposed after every client. Now with foot files, in school I remember we would scrub them and disinfect them and reuse those, but nail files should be disposed after every client. And again, at one spa I was working at, they were reusing all of these things on everybody. So like, they would just rinse everything with soap and water and think it's okay to use on the next client. Well, no, that's disgusting. They would just use Dawn soap and water, and that was it. Like, I remember even asked my boss, where's the disinfectant after we clean the tools with soap and water? And she said they don't use that. Like, the client doesn't know, so they don't use that. That really pissed me off, because like, you don't take advantage of people like that and their health. That's just wrong. And then you want to take their money on top of it. But see, again, this is why if I were to sit here and talk about the beauty industry, I'd be here all day. because it just really angers me to know what I know now on what goes on behind doors of spas and beauty salons and how things really go down. But anyways, moving on. Now, when you're getting your manicure and your pedicure, you're obviously getting a massage along with that service. So when you're getting your massage, you always want to make sure that the lotion they're using is not in a container like this, where, you know, they could dip in and contaminate the lotion with somebody's foot bacteria. You want to make sure that it's in a pump form where they can pump out the product and you know that nothing is being dipped into the product and contaminated, or, you know, like it's clean cream that they're using. And again, the place where I was working, they would have a container like this where they would dip their hands in while they're doing the massage and, you know, double dip and contaminate the cream and then reuse it on the next client. That's wrong. Like, even though it's something as small as that, it could still cause bacteria to spread. Now, with the manicures and pedicures, you also want to make sure that the area that they're doing that service for you is cleaned and disinfected, and you don't see like nail clippings on the floor or skin or all that. You want to make sure that it's clean. You want to inquire, like ask the person who's doing your service if the area where they're going to be doing your service is clean and disinfected, and ask about the tools. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because in the end, you can be saving yourself from an infection. And it's better that you ask the questions at the beginning of your service to ensure that everything is, you know, safe, and you could sit down and have your service in peace without having to like think, oh my god, why is she doing this, or I hope that's clean, or whatever. So that's for manicures and pedicures. Waxing. Now, waxing is like one of my favorite things to talk about, because things I've seen, it's just like so unbelievably gross. And to just think that people are doing this and like, you know, like nothing. It's nothing to them. It's clean. It's okay. It's not. But okay, so for waxing. Now, again, like I said, I've worked at 3 places since I've graduated school, and 2 of these places were double dipping their wax. And when I say double dipping, I mean like, so I'm just gonna use this again to demonstrate. So they take their stick, they use one stick, and they dip it, and then they apply the wax to the skin, and they dip it again and whatever. So imagine you're going in for a Brazilian wax, and they're using the wax, obviously, to wax your vagina, and they're only using one stick. Now, this one stick is being dipped into the wax, touching your vagina, touching your butthole. And yes, I'm gonna say vagina because, like, I just, you know, it needs to be said, okay? So the stick is touching your vagina, and it goes back into the wax pot, and then double dip, and back onto your skin, and whatever. Okay, so for one, just know that the person before you probably also had a Brazilian wax, and their vagina germs are now in that container of wax. And we all know that bacteria loves heat and moisture. And obviously a wax container and a wax heater is warm and moist, and bacteria can grow there. So, okay, back to that now. The person who came in before you probably had a Brazilian wax, and now their germs are in that container, and now you come in for your Brazilian, and now their germs are on you. So you could be at risk for getting an infection down there or whatever. Okay, so now picture you leave, whatever. Somebody comes in for a brow wax, and they're using that same container of wax to wax the person's brows. So that same container has germs from your private parts, the previous person's private parts, and now this person is coming in, person C is coming in to get their brows done with that same container of wax that was used. So basically that person now has vagina germs all over their face, okay? That is so disgusting. And I remember at the one place where I worked, I even I got in trouble for using multiple sticks, and they told me that my boss told me that I'm being wasteful, and that I don't care about her budget and whatever, and that I shouldn't be working there if I'm gonna take advantage of her money and whatever. Let me just say that sticks are not expensive at all. You can get a pack at the dollar store, and there's no reason why you should be double dipping your sticks into your wax. Like, it's disgusting. Like, every time I talk about it, I just get so, my skin just crawls. Also, you want to make sure that like the person is washing their hands and they're wearing gloves. You don't want anybody touching you while they're waxing you when they don't have gloves on, because that's gross too. You always want to make sure that they have gloves on. And again, you always want to make sure that like when you're getting a wax service done, that the bed is clean and the examination paper has been changed, because again, where I work, they would not change the paper and they would just think that they could leave it there if it looks clean, because the next person won't know. So you want to make sure that everything is clean and ask your questions before you sit down on that bed. Now with facials. Now people may think that going in for a facial is just like the basic thing. They're just going to get their facial done. Well, there are things you need to know about getting a facial done too, because again, people are disgusting. And referring back to this spa where I worked at, I don't want to say the name because, I don't know, I could say the name, but let's just keep it anonymous right now. But this place where I worked, while doing a facial, you know how you would, if you come in for your facial and you have makeup on or whatever, they would obviously use a makeup remover to remove your makeup. So this place where I worked at, they didn't use makeup remover. They would use wipes. So like the, you know, the wipes that you would get at the dollar store or whatever. So I remember while I was in training, I had a client and she came in with makeup on. So I used the wipe to wipe off her makeup. And like a normal person would do, I was going to throw away the wipe. So obviously because I'm in training, my boss is watching me and she looks at me like, "What are you doing?" And I'm looking at her like, "What's your problem? Like, what am I doing wrong?" And so I finished the service and then I asked her like, "Why were you looking at me like that when I was using the wipe?" And she was pissed at me at this point again. And she said that I shouldn't be throwing away the makeup wipe. I could reuse that because she's gonna spray bleach on it and wash it and creach it out and reuse it for the next person. And I looked at her like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's disgusting. You throw, the wipes are disposable. You're supposed to throw them out after every use. That's why they're called disposable wipes." And they're like $1, $2 at the dollar store. It's not that expensive. If you're able to run a spa, you should be able to afford the things that you should be replacing every week, every month. Like, I could understand, I could even process the fact that she wanted me to reuse this wipe on another person that's going to come for a facial. And after that, like, I really had to reevaluate my life. I'm just like, why am I working here? Do I really need this job? Why am I working here? But anyways, so yeah, facial wipes and sponges. Okay, so with the sponges now, obviously the sponges are disposable. They're supposed to be disposable, but again, she wanted to reuse these sponges on people. And sponges are the last thing that, like, you know, you want to be reusing on other people, because sponges hold bacteria, and that's just gross, especially for somebody to be going in for a facial thinking that they're going to get their skin clean and, you know, get a rejuvenating treatment, and they're getting all this bacteria, added bacteria, put onto their face. Like, it's just unbelievable to me. Which is why, personally, I would never, ever, from knowing what I know, I would never go for a facial service, waxing, unless I know that the place is clean, or I know, if I know the person who's doing the service, I would probably go. Also, when it comes to facials, you always want to make sure that the linens and the robes that they're using are clean, because again, I'm going to refer to this place again. They were reusing, they weren't changing sheets in between clients, and the robes they were using, they would change them after every third person. And okay, think about it, like the sheets, if the person is coming to lie down for a facial, then they're covered. Obviously we all sweat, that person's sweat is on the sheet, and to think that that's only being changed after every fourth or third person is disgusting, because now you have like people sweat on you while you're going to get your facial. And especially robes should be changed after every person, because again, sweat. And it's just like, it's just common sense, it's just cleanliness. And I don't understand why these spas feel like they can just cut corners and do as they please because the person doesn't know. Like, it just makes me so mad, because I used to be that client that used to, you know, go in. I used to be the client to go get a service done before I even became an esthetician. And when I see how like things are being done, it just really like turns me off and it disgusts me. And I just think about like people are really being taken advantage of because of things they don't know. And it's not nice. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's why I felt like I need to make this video, because I know a lot of people are now like, you know, the beauty industry is booming now when people are going to get their nails done and get their brows or their Brazilian done and their facials and whatever. And I just feel like there's certain things that people should know, no matter even how small it is, such as like, as I mentioned in the beginning, the type of container they're using for cream for their lotion. Like, it's little things like that that can spread bacteria and give you an unnecessary infection. And I just want to add this into just a little story that happened last week. So I was in the mall, and everybody knows Trade Secrets. So they do like, you know, little aesthetic services, brows. They're mostly known for brows and other waxing, Brazilian waxing, facials, and I think laser. But anyway, so I was in the mall and I saw this woman getting her brows done. And you know, if you know Trade Secrets, you know that they do, like, they don't have a specific room where they do brows. They just do brows out in the open. So I was curious. I want to see, like, is she gonna double dip her stick while she's doing this lady's brows? So I went into the store and I was pretending like I was looking around. Meanwhile, I'm like there trying to scope them out. But she did double dip that stick while she was doing the person's brows. And I just want to say too, like, when I was working in a spa, the wax containers get changed between every room. So like, for example, at one place I was working, we had like 2 wax rooms, and the containers would be changed, you know, if necessary. So like, if somebody comes in for an arm wax, and the room where I'm taking them, the wax is not ready, whereas in the other room the wax is ready, I would just have to switch out the pots and whatever. So like, again, this wax, because Trade Secrets does do Brazilian waxes, that wax could have been switched out from the private room where they would do the Brazilian waxes to the front to do this lady's brows. So like, it's not even just where I worked, where I, you know, experienced these things. Even I have friends who are in the industry as well from school, and they experience the same things at the places where they work. And like with the robes and the linens and the nail, you know, the nail stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just kind of wanted to touch on the most important things, because like I said, if I were to sit here and talk about the beauty industry, I'd be here all day, because this industry really just, it pisses me off. And honestly, like, I'm done with it. As much as I love makeup and beauty itself, I just can't stomach to work in the industry. And it's not even just because of like people and their cleanliness issues. It's just that people have issues all around, and the industry is so catty and full of drama, and I don't know, it's just like not an environment that I can see myself working in for the rest of my life. And honestly, sometimes when I think about the fact that I went to college for aesthetics, I kind of regret it, because knowing what I know now, I probably would have, you know, not have taken it. But again, like, I guess everything happens for a reason, and we all go through things in life to learn and to grow. But yeah, like, I still love beauty. I'll still continue to do makeup and, you know, all that stuff, but it's just not something that I want to work in. And also, like, the environment, I noticed within working at all 3 spas I worked at, it just made me really depressed. Like, knowing the fact that what I'm doing is wrong and dirty, and then on top of that, dealing with the people, you know, my coworkers or whatever, it's just like, it's a really negative environment in my opinion, and it's not, you know, it's not healthy to be working in a place where you feel unhappy and you're depressed all the time, and, you know, you just don't like your job. And I understand that, like, you know, there's no perfect job out there, and people are, you know, you're gonna find bitches for coworkers or bosses wherever you go. But at the same time, like, the one thing that really pissed me off about working in a spa is the fact that they think that they could do dirtiness and just get away with it. And again, like, what I don't like for myself, I don't like for other people. And I just kind of picture myself, like, you know, is that person coming to get their waxing done or their nails done, and thinking, like, you know, with my innocence, thinking, you know, the place is clean and the people know what they're doing, they're professionals, whatever. And, you know, meanwhile, they're just taking advantage of me because they want my money, obviously. And, you know, because I don't know what they're doing, so they just feel like they can do whatever. And it's not nice. And I don't respect that. And I don't feel like I need to be working in an industry where that's what it's all about. And I know, like, obviously there are some spas that, you know, are clean and actually follow spa procedures and whatever, but just from, like, my experience, I don't know, it's not something I want to do. But again, like, I'm not saying that all spas are like this, but majority of them kind of are. So I just want to put this video out here to just spread awareness. And if there's any of you who do go regularly for spa services, just things that you should be looking out for. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was informative enough. If you have any questions, you could always DM me on Instagram. I'll leave my social media below. You can contact me on there if you have any further questions. And yeah, so don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and comment, share, subscribe, do all that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!